Top 6 official levels that push the rating limits. Number 6, Electroman Adventures. Yeah, not the hardest level in the game. But still, it's tricky to figure out that those blocks at the beginning are solid. And they're also breakable. It's tight and it's hard to maneuver these parts. There are sometimes really big dips, but not too big. Easiest part of the level, most of it's auto. Except those 2 spikes at the end are kind of tricky to figure out. It's hard to hit those 4 last orbs. Kind of tough transition with hard to hit orbs. Some timings in this UFO and ship part. Kind of tough transition, which is kind of like a harder Flappy Bird. Very tough transition. Hard to figure out if you're going up or down. This part is kind of tough to learn. This part is pretty tough it has kind of tricky timings. This part is actually kind of tough more rapidly than any other part feels. Level should be rated insane. Number 5, Hexagon Force. The beginning part is the easiest part in the level. Some of the timings are tricky, but most of them aren't. Kind of tough dips with kind of tough transitions at this part. If you pass the ship, then you'd pass this part because it's gonna be easy. It's kind of difficult timings, but same with this part, kind of difficult timings. Kind of tough, difficult timings in this dual part. Also, it's kind of questionable. Like, the dual part, like, look at the dual part. The dual part is the first dual part in the level. I mean, come on. All portals are new to you when you first play levels. I mean, like, you might not notice that this is a dual portal. This part is kind of tricky to figure out. Kind of tricky timings. You missed too much orbs there. Pretty easy part. But get ready for the next part. Hardest part of the level. One of them goes up in the air, the other one goes down. Yeah, that's almost like straight fly. Almost like straight fly. I know there's no straight flies in any of the official levels, but seriously, that's pretty darn close. Pretty darn close to straight fly. Come on, RobTop, you don't want your levels to be too hard. But yeah, Hexagon Force is the definition of hard. And Hexagon Force took me months to beat it. Actually, you know what? Actually, 2 years. Hexagon Force took me 2 years to beat. Actually, wait. If I had Geometry Dash in 2017... Oh, it took me 1 year to beat it. Not 2. Yeah, it's kind of tough to, like, go through like that. You have to make it go through, and it's kind of tricky. Or you can just grind your heads on the top. That is actually easier, so I'd recommend trying that instead of trying to automatically switch it so it's gonna lay it on the floor. That's what I've done to beat Hexagon Force. I've done that trick, so you should probably do that if you've never beaten Hexagon Force yet. Yeah, coin down there isn't tricky at all. Except this part is. All of the duels are tricky in this level, let's face it. And even this part is a little tricky. To me, it's a little tricky. Not sure for you, but... yeah, those diamonds are the trickiest part. Well, not the trickiest part, but they're a tricky part. Number 4, electrodynamics. When you first look at this level, you think, oh, this isn't too hard. Well, you'd be wrong. Because then you see this. What is that? It's a speed portal, yeah. And yeah, those are invisible spikes on the ground, and I thought those spikes were real at first, so I actually touched the orb it told you not to touch. Kind of hard to figure out the route. Really tough at first, but you can figure it out. Not too hard, but does have some tricky timings. Rest in peace, synchronizing. Really tough coin. Faster. Yeah, that ball is tough because some parts are invisible, some parts aren't. So it's hard to figure out if the part is invisible or if it isn't. Electrodynamics is kind of like Finger Dash. It's super hard at first, but once you finish it, it's easy. Except Electrodynamics will always be harder than Finger Dash, no matter what. I mean, hey, Electroman Adventures is harder than this. Is harder than Finger Dash. Some people think it's like harder than Deadlock, but I don't think it goes that far. Because I've only got 74% in Deadlocked, and I've beaten this. Yeah, I feel like I felt like I've accomplished a major life goal when I beat Electrodynamics. Because just look at this difficulty. Look how hard that is. Ooh, I just noticed you could skip a block there. But you probably don't want to do that because that just makes the level harder. And the level never goes back to the regular speed once it gets faster. As soon as the level gets faster, it'll never go back to its regular speed. Yeah, it's tough to maneuver around those. You can jump if you want. Don't touch that orb like I did. Because, yeah, that orb isn't good. It was super accomplishing when I even gotten this far. So... Number 3 is clip step. Man, I am so close to beating this. But when this is insanely hard. This is just packed with tricks. Oh, and hey, look, surprise! This is the first level with invisible stuff. We like to trick you, so we're gonna put invisible stuff in this level. Why, RobTop? And this is the first demon level in the game. So that means obviously it'll just be rated demon. Don't tell me it's rated easy demon. In 1.3, it's just rated demon. But anyway, it's kind of tough to figure out this ship part at first, but you can get through it. If you've gotten past the ship part, you can get past this part, except there are some orbs you shouldn't touch. This is kind of tricky to figure out, but you can get through it. Some tricky timings here. A kind of tricky ship maneuver. This part is kind of tricky. Kind of tricky ship maneuver. Pretty tricky coin. Hard to do that part. Miss an orb. Look at that. Just look at that. Faked an orb. And congratulations, I've gotten 98% on club step. Number 2, Theory of Everything 2. Hello, Theory of Everything 2. I have not missed you. While this being the first level that actually isn't, that actually would like to push the limits. Like, RobTop's like, we've made our levels too easy. It's time to get harder. RobTop, are you being serious? Apparently he was. Because RobTop created Theory of Everything too. And it was harder than Insane. It was harder than Electrodynamics. It was harder than Club Step. It was Theory of Everything too. And man, at first I thought Theory of Everything was hard. I was crazy. Because it's the second easiest Insane rated level. Theory of Everything 2, Theory of Everything is the second easiest Insane rated level ever. Except it was such an accomplishment to beat Stereo Madness. Like, what? Imagine if someone made a video called like, I beat the hardest level ever, Stereo Madness. Dude, you haven't even seen the world of Geometry Dash. Plays Bloodlust. Yeah, play Bloodlust, perhaps anybody who makes that kind of video. It's not an official level, just look it up. If you don't have the full game, well, too bad for you. You can't find Bloodlust. Kind of tricky to figure out where that is. I don't explain much on the levels that I haven't completed, because I haven't completed them. So let's just watch in silence. See if that gets me anywhere. Deadlocked, good to see ya. Hey, how you doing, Deadlocked? Looks like my screen isn't responding to my tap. Wonder why that is. Oh, maybe it's because you're so insanely hard and detailed. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because I'm recording a video. I don't know. Moments of silence again.